Well, welcome to this episode, and decision made. We are going to leave the boat in Tunisia when we go home to Blossom Valley in New Zealand. So a couple of reasons: so much cheaper in the way of fuel, like half the price or less than, and the marine is about a third of the price. So yep, some big legs to happen, lots of fun. And here we are underway. Timing is everything. So we left during the day, through the night into the morning. And here we are, halfway across the Adriatic between Bar and Brindisi. You can see we're doing about 4.5 knots. A little bit of slop out there, which sort of slowed us down. Black as the ace of spades, it really was. So, you know, it was the first time that we've been out at night, all night on our own. So for us, it was a biggie. There's a bit of traffic around. You can see some out there on the right, some big ships going past, tankers, cargo, some cruise ships. But we lived up on the flybridge doing it because the visibility up there is fantastic. You notice the running light there, pretty much wrecks your night vision though, that's the only thing. And we took the standby radio, we had life jackets, we had the EPIRB on. So it was an amazing trip and we just learnt so much. Okay, so here we are in Italy, parked at the quayside. Bit of a performance getting here, but once we're here, we're fine. Massive big rubber fenders, or dockside fenders, but they're on the black part of the hull, so that's no problem with that. And then we've only got a bollard there and a bollard at the other end, but we've kind of improvised down here, just so that we keep Awanui NZ safe. And now we are all going to walk down there, which is where immigration, police and customs are. So after that, back for coffee and breakfast.
Okay, allora, for police, you go after tunnel, after.
Other terminal, yes.
Yes, on the left there is a terminal del Levante. In terminal there is police. Okay.
Lovely. And we all go?
Yes,
Yeah.
together. Okay.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. Well, we are now in Italy. It was very, very simple. We didn't have to see the harbour master, we didn't go to customs, we just went to the police, and the police stamped our passports, basically said welcome to Italy. Very simple. Right, so there is the Italian flag. Oh, good morning. So Wally and I got up this morning at 4 o'clock and we're heading off to Sicily. So come out of Brindisi, here's the big picture, look, it'll spin around, remember. There it is there. Brindisi all the way down to Catania in Sicily, and that gives us a total distance 215 nautical miles. We're doing 5.25 knots at the moment. We've got a reading, look, off our new anemometer, 9.4 knots, and we're in 46.5 metres of water. A beautiful place, Brindisi. I mean, you could spend a few days there quite happily. It's going to come around to the start at 10 degrees. Keep following this track around. Weather's looking good, and we just thought we'd get away nice and early. We just want to keep heading south because, of course, in the end we have to come across through Malta, Lampedusa and into Tunisia. Anyway, start to another great day. It's always hard getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, but when you start getting a sunrise like that, it's just somehow all worthwhile. Wally and I moved up onto the flybridge. Visibility up here at night is so different to out of the pilot house. So you just can't help it but get reflections off the forward windows. I don't know if you can see it, but in the background there behind the boat is a lighthouse. You'll see it coming up. pretty famous part of Italy. It is the easternmost point in Italy. So that point is the shortest point between Italy and the Balkans and Greece. And where we stayed last night, Otranto, there's a big castle there, and in millennia gone by, or centuries gone by, it was quite strategic, so that's where they defended their country from, and it was an amazing castle. So had a really neat night there. But here we are, heading south, averaging about 5 knots at the moment, so not quite as good as yesterday. We had almost 6 knots quite a bit of the time, probably average 5.5. And look at that, there are fish. So I'm going to pop down and I'm going to put the line out. So over there, that is southern Albania and the island of Corfu. It's the shortest distance between the Balkan states, Greece and Italy. So we could have run down that coastline as far as Corfu almost, and then popped across. You know, we could have even gone to Greece. But yeah, and there is a beautiful sunrise in the Adriatic as we head south now into the Ionian Sea. So goodbye Adriatic, hello Ionian.
TV screen. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Oh, not without us being there, you won't.
Oh, just for your nudes. Okay.
Well, here we are coming into Santa Maria da Leuca, and you've probably never heard of it. It's not surprising. It's an absolute wonder of tourism for the Italians. Very few people from other countries go there, but it's known as the Maldives of Italy, and it is a beautiful, beautiful place. Lovely sandy beaches, local restaurants all along the foreshore selling fresh fish. Black groper is one of their favourites. It's an amazing place, but little known. Absolutely beautiful coastal grottos, great swimming, the temperature's beautiful, and you know, it's known for a few things. It's the meeting point of the Adriatic and the Ionian Sea. So as you're heading down the coast of Italy and you're about to go across from the heel to the bottom of the boot, it's right on the tip there. So it's the closest point effectively to Greece and to Albania. Pretty amazing kind of place. Huge festivals go through there. They have the Pizzazza. It's a local dance, and you just have to get up. You're not allowed not to. Everybody just gets up. Everybody enjoys it. So here we are coming in. It's an unusual marina. It's got this massive big quay on the side, and that's free parking to anybody. And you can see a couple of yachts along there. People just come here 3 or 4 days, and eventually, if you don't move into the marina, somebody comes along and asks you to move on. But you'll see it later. There's a couple of yachts, and they're there just permanently because they've either been abandoned or they're actually from migrants that have come across from Africa. We sort of really couldn't quite get to the bottom of it. But coming around here past the marina, there's the local marina. Pretty expensive in Italy. Most of them around 150, 200 euros per night. And there's the township in the background. We got off the boat, you'll see it. We went to the supermarket, you'll see that. But just beautiful local produce. And everybody in town seems to be selling tickets to go out on the tour boats along the coast. And as we leave, again, you'll see that as well. They're just through there by the dozens. So kind of a stop off on our way. It was a wee break. We got some supplies. We decided to go for a swim, but you know, we just happened on it. And that's what's so neat about what we're doing. As we're heading places, you just see somewhere that looks quite cool. Fiona and Jenny were reading stuff on Google and that, and we got interested and we thought, nah, let's go in there and have a look. So, yeah, Santa Maria da Leuca. Beautiful place on the Italian coast. No reason to go there. We just happened on it and really, really enjoyed it. That's great, mate. What's this place called, Fiona? Leuca. Yeah, Leuca. We are in Leuca. Beautiful place. And there's yachts here that are impounded by customs, so we assume they've either been stolen and used by refugees, or there are some legal issues with them and they've overstayed their welcome, in which case you have to pay VAT and maybe people have abandoned them. This one has a British flag, but the British flag's looking rather new, so that might have been put on by somebody. What are you doing, Jenny? Rubbish. Whoa, look at that. Well done, girl. Okay. And that is one beautiful lighthouse up there. Fromage. Just all. Yeah. Right. Yeah, good as gold, buddy. Alright, so that was a pretty short stay, but I have to say, I think it left an impression on us. If you ever get the chance to visit this place in Italy, I would say go there. Just remember, you're going to be sharing it with thousands of Italians because they all come down here for their holidays. They found it and they love it. Right, so we're off, and you've probably noticed spending an awful lot of time up on the flybridge, and I mean, wow, getting the biminis done, what a difference that's made. It has been so hot. We had days 37 degrees, just one after the other. You couldn't get up there. It was just way too hot. But now with the bimini there, you've just got this lovely little tunnel of air coming through from the direction that you're going generally. You're covered over the top, and it is a beautiful place to be. Got just a couple of concerns about the bimini. Out the front there, we've got those two bars going through. You can put your hand up there and it flexes quite a bit. Just a little bit concerned that the two poles at the front are only secured by single screws and rivets, and in a really big blow, you know what? I think you could get in trouble. So what we're looking at doing is creating a fixing between the top of the flybridge station where you drive from, and then putting a pole in from there up to those two bars that come in from the rear. And it'll be a pole that's able to be removable. So we're going to have to kind of have a bracket at the bottom, bracket at the top, and some mechanism to slide in. So if there's a storm or it's high wind, we can put it there. If we're leaving the boat on a marina or for any extended period of time, we can leave it there. But I you know, finding that bimini wrapped around the mast would be terrible. So I think it's just something worth doing. And we may just put a little cross brace from each of those down bars at the bow end of the boat there, just to give us a little bit of security acrossways, because we just do notice a slight vibration there. The solar, we've done the install for that. Probably hasn't worked out perfectly. Unfortunately, the electrician put 6mm tinned wire from the solar controller to the 24 volt DC bus, and it gets way too hot. So we're going to change that to 16mm. And we're going to put a stronger fuse in there. We've blown 15, 30, 35 and 40. So these are the kind of things that happen when you try and take stuff on yourself, but we're not prepared to risk it. There could be a fire or something like that. Okay, we've got our provisions. Here we are here. Here is our track through to the other side of the heel of Italy. It'll spin around again once you get out to a certain distance. Oh no, it doesn't. There we go. And we're probably going to carry on straight past there actually, and on to Sicily down here. So we're about 30 hours away, 40 hours away. But in the meantime, we are following, I'll keep it down here, and out the front of us are the cruise boats. And they are going to yet another blue cave. So we thought we might go follow them and go for a swim. So there you go. This apparently in Italy on this coast is the place to be. And the town we were just in, Leuca, honestly it just seems to survive on small boat tours to these caves. And at the moment the water out there is 28.6 degrees. So guess what I'm going to do? Time for a swim. Oh, and before we go, we got a new rod holder because we were finding it difficult to monitor our fishing from the flybridge. So now we spend so much time on the flybridge, we have got a new rod holder mounted on the side rail. Time to fish too.
Shall I pull you in?
Man, you never go short of salt in this environment.
No.
Look at, you could just go along and rub the hull and you've got yourself. See how it drowns.
Should have some chain wrapped around it.
No.
What?
Chain.
What sort of chain?
Chainers.
From what?
No?
How's it happened?
I knew that.
Oh my God, fathers.
Are you filming this underneath?
I got to film with it.
I'm filming.
What are we going to do about the chain, mate?
Don't know.
Is it loose?
No. There's chain, rubber, plastic.
No.
We must have run over something.
Got anything?
What's Jenny doing?
Oh. What are you doing, Jen? Why do you need the knife, Marky?
You cut the rope off the prop.
Oh my God, fathers. Always something. Unbelievable. Look at that. Anything else down there? Wowza. Okay, then.
Shit, you got that knife again, bud?
I did, yeah.
Did you really, Jess?
What are we looking at?
Do you want a mark?
Yeah. Oh. It's on 18.
Anyway, we headed off after that minor disaster. I've got to check up on where we're at with line cutters because I couldn't see any down there. But anyway, the sunset made up for it all. Absolutely beautiful, but it was the second night in a row, so we're getting a little bit tired. But, you know, we just slept when we were tired, and then when you're awake, you did your thing. And it was just a quiet little introduction into what it's like cruising along on multiple days, even though it was really just 2.5 days. But man, we went over some deep water. We were up to 2,500 metres in one place, so you know that's over 7,000 feet. We're going right along the heel of Italy towards Malta, and then later on, I'm just showing you here, we go through Sicily, and then we're going to carry on to Lampedusa, which is just a tiny wee island where an incredible number of the migrants actually go through, but very, very safe. And then from Lampedusa across to Tunisia. So, yeah, big adventure for us, to be honest. It was a big step outside our usual comfort zone, but, yeah, I think we did really well. As I say, it went well. That was the big thing. We had good weather. Could be a lot different if the weather wasn't so nice. Especially for the girls, I think it's a tough one for them. But hey, no, good, lots of learning, and upwards and onwards, eh? Yep, there's dinner. We're underway. Adriatic behind us, we're in the Ionian, and can't quite see it yet, but there's Sicily out there. Mrs. R's at the helm. And we have chips, carrots, or is it kumara? Oh, kumara and potato chips. A Greek salad in memory of Greece. And then fried prawns in garlic and chilli. Yum yum. There's something pretty special about watching the sunset when you're cruising through the night and you know you're going to see the sun rise from the opposite direction in about 8 hours' time. And I just hope the next couple of minutes of video kind of highlight just how special that is. You could just sit there for what seemed like hours, just fixated on the sun and just watching it slowly head down towards the horizon. And remember, this is the first time on our own that we've gone through the night. And so this is night number 3 now. And I have to say, I was really proud of Fiona because it's not something she really wanted to do, but she got into it and she did a shift starting here that went right through till about midnight. So she did amazingly well. There were a couple of times there she was thinking about waking me up. I was sleeping right behind her, but she decided not to. She had to make a couple of turns. There was traffic coming from both directions, but she did it really well. So, yeah, I'm really proud of her. And at night, I mean, you've just got to be so careful. You need to keep your eyes out there. Things could go wrong so quickly. It's different to during the day. Okay, here we are coming into Syracuse. Just spoken to the harbour master and he's told us that we cannot go onto the quayside today, but we are cleared to anchor in the channel with other boat. Looks pretty special, so we'll go around and have a bit of a look. The fort on the starboard side, Fort Syracuse, was built in 1240. Syracuse was invaded by the Romans in 240 BC. Tough times. Here we are, safely anchored in Syracuse. What a beautiful place. We couldn't go on the quayside over there. Normally you can, and it's free. But you can stay out in the harbour here. It's got a great reputation. And there's probably about 30 boats in here at least, maybe 40. And people seem to stay here for quite a while. It's a shame we can't. But at the end of the day, we've got to keep heading towards Tunisia now. It's getting really close to that time. We're going to go home. So we've got another 3 days of running to do, but we've got 10 days, or 8 days really, 8 to 9 to get there. We want a little bit of leeway. And next day is going to be off to Malta, then Lampedusa, and finally Tunisia. So pretty exciting. That was a 50-hour run, first one we've done on our own, and it went really well, I think. We had a little bit of weather, up to 1.5 metre swell, bit of wind, 20 odd knots, but other than that, very smooth sailing. Welcome to Sicily. I'm going to go and get a coffee. Jenny is going to find the perfect restaurant for us, and you guys are going to go archaeologically exploring. Hey? Well, Syracuse, as they call it over here, not Syracuse. The old town is amazing. And what we've been told is the warning is don't eat by the seaside because you really will get ripped off. It was 15 euros for 4 coffees. And there's a €2.50 service charge if you sit at a table. And the advice is head down the back streets a little bit and you'll find some beautiful restaurants much cheaper. So we've gone for a little walk because tonight we're going to treat ourselves after our 50-hour cruise south. And this just looks cool. Old city. Wow. Such narrow streets. They must have crammed them in. There's much for defence probably, as fitting the people into a small area that you've then walled to protect. Well, here's the menu, look. See, fillet of beef with cream potatoes, 22 euros. I mean, that's quite reasonable.
Yeah.
Antipasti, fish tartare.
100% Sicilian food.
And just restaurants everywhere, look. I think this might be a bit of us tonight. Wow. And of course you just wouldn't be in Italy if there wasn't a town square with a fountain in the middle. And restaurants all around as well. That is a cute way to load ice cream into a pastry. That's what they do there, look. Those pastries get ice cream of your choice put in them. It's a cone, but it's a cone with a difference. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I do. I like things that are different. You're quite right. That's why I married you, sweetie.
Oh, nice. Now it looks like there's another fountain or thingy down
Yeah, I
there.
know.
Do you want to go down this way?
That, sweetie, is why we can't catch any fish. All the fish.
We came up and we went across there.
We did too. So we need to go back down here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to just put on 500 litres of diesel because we're getting down fairly low now. We've only got about 600 left. We just want to put on enough to take us across to Tunisia and have about 400 or 500 miles at least of a reserve. Wow, fuel in Italy is expensive. €1.87. So that's about $3.50 NZ, or I guess it's about $2.80 a gallon US. But man, that's life though. We just got to suck it up and get on with it. But I just spoke to some fishermen and he sent me off down here. Apparently there's another option for fuel, whereas the one back there is just pleasure boating. This is more where the fishermen get their gas. So if I get down here and it's the same price, then we know it's a fair price and not just inflated for us tourists, as it were. Anyway, absolutely beautiful place this is. I mean, it really is. Tons of restaurants. Found a really nice pasta gluten-free restaurant, so we'll go there hopefully tonight. Made a booking. He looked at me sideways when I said 7 o'clock, but that's life because we're pretty tired and we're planning to head off to Malta very early in the morning. So yeah, the journey continues. Well, been from one end of the wharf at Syracuse to the other, and €1.87 seems to be the best deal. Down this end it's €2. So goodness knows if that's what the fishing boats are being charged as well. I suspect they don't pay that. They'll have somewhere they can go and get it at a reasonable price, or maybe because of the war in Ukraine, everything that's going on in the Middle East, uncertainty, I guess the price of benzene is just going through the roof. So once again, it's everybody that pays for the decisions of a few at the top. You kind of get over it really, because I'm sure if it was left up to all of us, we'd find a solution that worked. But when you bring politics into it, maybe I shouldn't bring politics into it. I don't know, it always seems to be the common or average person that gets hit the most, never those that make the decisions. But anyway, move on, Mark. You can only get people angry one way or the other, so suck it up, pay your €187 and get on with it. Bring on Tunisia is what I say. Bring on Tunisia. Tourist bus paradise here. On a Saturday morning, cruise ships come in. All the buses are here to take those people all over the place, I guess. See Mount Etna that we looked at during the night, with free lava flowing. Wow. Look what I found. Hot, eh?
Yeah, come and sit down here, it's lovely. I still haven't ordered.
Oh.
I just don't have the right look for it.
And so many of you comment that you love seeing us docking and leaving quayside. So this was a really nice spot to do it here in Syracuse. So we're going into the refueling dock. And basically you just pick your way amongst the local boats. They're all sitting in there. You'll see straight ahead of me there, tied up, getting their fuel. One after the other they go in. So you've kind of got to take your spot. And I'm getting a little bit more adventurous, particularly when it's not very windy, and actually trying to put Awanui NZ onto the quayside in between boats. And for two reasons. One, it's great just to manoeuvre in there and get in nicely and get comfortable with it. But more importantly, I'm wanting it to become kind of second nature getting off the quayside. Because if there's one thing that's a little bit tricky at times, it's when you're sandwiched in between two boats side on, is actually getting yourself off the dock, particularly when it's windy onto the quay. Well, it wasn't here, but in the end, it's all just practice. And I figure if you practice it when the weather's perfect, then when the weather's not so good, at least it's not the first time that you've done it. So obviously I'm not upstairs in this one, I'm downstairs. When we go on side on, I quite like to be down in the pilot house. I can just step out of the pilot house. I'm right there with the guys on the lines and everything. Lots of fun. Okay, sweetie, girls, you can release. Yep, you can release the lines, and just remember then hold the ball, eh? great, Jenny. So of course the Italians are incredibly religious, particularly with the Roman Catholic faith, and tonight is their celebration of the Assumption of Mary, and it's a public holiday. And here is the local harbour tug coming into port with about 50 boats around it, all coming in, and it is going to culminate in a fireworks display. On the tug are all the church officialdom. The whole town is turned out. Hello! The whole town is over there. I mean, the wharf is just crowded, and they're genuinely celebrating. And basically it's the rising of Mary, Mother of Jesus, to heaven. There's a whole lot of priests on the boat, brothers, and going very, very close to Awanui NZ. Means a lot to them. Very special. We're here to witness it. How cool is that? The nautical people, there is their port lights, a lot of them obviously, and their running lights. And I might add, you can see a few men in their Speedos. The Italians love their Speedos. I might have to get myself a pair. That's something quite unique, isn't it?
This is.
Okay, good morning. So here we are departing Syracuse, 4 o'clock in the morning, or about 4:15 for Valletta in Malta. Gorgeous morning, and we've got 80 miles to go. So at this stage, probably going to get there about 7 o'clock tonight. So fairly long day, but should be a nice run. Goodbye Italy for the time being till we get to Lampedusa. Great night last night. Great night last night.